Beautiful, slippery, cold. Referee Paddy O'Brien of New Zealand. Everything to play here. Don't expect it to be too pretty, Brian, do you think?
No, the French side is built for power, not for pace. And the England forwards, well, they've not played particularly well up till this point, and they need to compete today to give their backs any chance at all.
Game 2 for England. Fabien Pelouse winning cap number 98 today, the French captain. The RBS Six Nations is underway. Round 2, England at Twickenham against France. Good pressure from the kickoff from Lewis Moody. Another restored to the England back row. Yann Deleg clears well for France.
Now the first line out, this is where a lot of England's problems stem from in Cardiff. Chevalier's up there, is he hit in the air? Well, it's marginal, it doesn't matter. Got away with it, Lewis Moody, but this is the most important part of the game. England have to function here.
4 Leicester forwards in the pack. Big day for the Sale Club too. 7 players involved. 3 on the pitch for England, 2 on the pitch for France. Jamie Noon in the England centre.
Push back.
Gets beyond Deleg. Hodgson. Joe Worsley sets things up. Graham Rowntree.
Tackling, get off!
Halfway
Advantage,
towards 100 caps today. Referee's arm is out. Penalty to England. Hodgson knows that that is the case. Paddy O'Brien, the referee, brings them back.
Roll away.
Well, he's caught Serge Betson there for not rolling away. From my position, it didn't look too bad, but we'll see it here again. He's got to allow Graham Rowntree to play that ball. He's off his feet, and the referee, Paddy O'Brien, is right. He's slowed that ball down. It doesn't look much, Eddie, you know, but in international rugby, if you can get an extra second, it means that the backs can realign, and your attacking opportunities have been closed down. And this is an early, important kick for England to settle the nerves, get Charlie Hodgson into the game and get England in the lead.
Yeah, as you say, Brian, it's only a question of fractions of a second, but the players have to listen to the referee. He's telling them all the time.
Well, I think you were at the debrief as well with Steve Griffiths representing the referees, and they said this season, whatever you do around the tackle area, you better do it quickly.
Charlie Hodgson, it's a cruel north wind that's blowing, but of course down here in the bowl it swirls as well.
Nope.
Pushed it. Pepito Elorga, France's fullback, watches the ball, dabs it down. And now then, will Damien try a quick one? No.
Try one of the French backs who's not previously featured that much in the Heineken Cup. There are a lot of players who, well, with a sense of mystification, are not there for France.
Of course, Damien Traille has been playing at number 10 for Biarritz. Now then, Jason Robinson. Good tackle by Betson.
Oh, stolen it, turnover.
Turnover for France. Traille puts it behind England, and Jimmy Marlu showing his pace against Marc Cueto. Cueto back. Marlu can't go down on the floor. Advantage to France this time.
Well, there was immediately trouble there, you know, because Jason Robinson was the man who was wrapped up in the tackle, and therefore when the ball was kicked, there was no fullback. Josh Lewis, who was herring across to try and get there. Cueto, he didn't get back on his feet. The game, and the preambles to the laws this year said quite clearly, this is a game to play on the feet, and players must not stay on the floor.
Kicking has been a problem for France. Yann Deleg had a nightmare game with the boot, but here's the incident.
Well, Robinson simply gets stripped there. Actually, that's a rookie. He's not allowed to pick this up there.
1-2 French hands in there.
Yeah, he's not allowed to do that, but here we go. And what Cueto does, well, you could say that a man dropped him on the floor, but he's on his feet, but he didn't even make an attempt to get back up, and that's why he's been penalised.
Dimitri Yashvili back in the side and given the duties of kicking. Very sweetly struck. That's a difficult kick, perfectly executed by the French scrum half. France into an early lead here at Twickenham.
First blood to France, and that man there, Yashvili, was the star of the game last season. And if it comes down to a goal-kicking duel, well, I don't know who you. Neither kicker is a Johnny Wilkinson, but France will take heart from that.
Damien Traille goes up for the ball, but that's superbly taken by Joe Worsley. Hodgson to Barkley. Barkley slips under the challenge of Bonaire.
Let it go!
Slow ball for England. This was a problem in Cardiff.
Stay back, stay.
But at least they have it.
No.
Worsley comes in to support Jamie Noon.
Let it go!
Harry Ellis back to the orthodox scrum half position. A challenge for El Orgad. A bit too far, really. Well, there seemed to be a late challenge, but Christophe Dominici is not really the vigilante force he wants.
The French don't like it.
Go away.
Let's see what the referee has to say about it.
It's unfortunate, but if he steps me and doesn't call the mark, I'm stuffed.
Okay, just be very careful. The mark was called. I understand the noise levels. Be careful. Back you go.
Thanks, mate.
Well, he's saying he didn't hear the mark, Martin Curry, and if he didn't hear it, he's entitled to go through the tackle. Nothing wrong with that. To be honest, I can't recall whether it was pre or post. But one thing I did see, Josh Lucy was the winger was a mile in front of the kick. He was offside anyway, and the referee missed that.
Fabian, just talk to your players.
As soon as he catches that, it's a mark. He calls it.
I don't want any retribution.
Now, Curry is entitled to do that if the referee hasn't blown his whistle. Unfortunately, on the replay, we can't tell whether he had or he hadn't. It doesn't matter what. A bit of unfair competition there with Dominici, but.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Dominici, the little one, piling in on Martin Curry. That's a bit of a mismatch, but fair enough. If Martin Curry doesn't hear the whistle, play on.
Absolutely.
And it's just a question of whether the whistle was blown. Nice volatile start, nothing wrong with that.
Well, it's England-France after all.
Solid ball for France at the line out.
Play on.
Now then, France have to be careful charging at England, just ones and twos. Yes, scrappy ball, it's all gone a bit loose. Fabien Pelouse bends, picks up the ball. That's better for France now. Now then, they've come open. Oh, if Marc Cueto could have taken that on the full, there could have been trouble. Liebenberg and Marlu make the tackle.
Yeah, play on!
That's out. Ollie Barkley saw France pouring over the top and hesitation by England. It's another turnover for France.
Let it come, yep, stay, no. Stay, scan it out, 14! 14 blue! 14, get out.
Paddy O'Brien yelling at Jimmy Marlu not to get involved. Now then, Jason Robinson. Oh, thumping good tackle there by France. He's had very little space in the Six Nations thus far, Jason Robinson. Charlie Hodgson. France had the flanks covered, so he went down the middle. Brian Liebenberg. He goes straight down the middle as well. The French forwards in front of him will have to get back. Good catch by Harry Ellis.
Tackling it off!
Penalty to England. France playing the ball on the deck.
Other side.
Well, that was dull of Liebenberg. He was always right round the wrong side, and the referee clearly yelled, get off. Didn't bother to do that, and he's paid the penalty. Worrying for England, though, they've turned 2 balls over now in contact situations. They used to be a big strength, and they need to tie that area down. Because although France don't have the scintillating backs that they could have had, they're still well capable of doing things. Well, he hits him right, but you watch this. He's rolled on the wrong side there. He knows he's on the wrong side. And he just wraps himself around the ball.
Ben Kay, sort of dummy jumper. Martin Curry, good ball off the top to Ellis. Worsley The tackle by Sébastien Bruno, one of the two Sale players on the French side.
Hands off, Blue, leave it!
Vickery did well to secure that, but it's still slow.
Danny Grucock out wide. He could have been turned there as well.
That'll do, up.
Quick blast
next time. I'll give you one.
from Paddy O'Brien.
I know you're trapped, but try and fall that way.
England get to put in.
Good coaching advice here. Try and fall the other way, please.
Up. Go! Let's go.
Little drive by France. They spun England round.
Reset.
Paddy O'Brien will reset it. Not a French put-in though.
Yeah.
Do you understand that?
No, I don't.
Just come a wee bit, Fellas, across here. Thank you.
Okay, early impressions. Martin Johnson in studio.
Yeah, I think England just got to be a lot more ruthless around the breakdown, and if they can create some quick ball, Harry can pick and go. They just got to get some boots on some bodies. The French are lying on the wrong side. They've got to rook them out there.
You must stay in, you must stay in. Keep them
I'm man after my own heart.
Hold.
Wise words.
Okay.
This was always going to be an area where, well, England, well, that's a big weight advantage. And Phil Vickery, who's replacing Julian White.
France again, heavy scrummaging. England withstand it well. Ollie Barkley, Cueto from one wing over to the left. Ben Kay opens up France close to the ruck. Ellis. England want quick ball now. It's been slowed up a bit. Josh Lucy comes infield.
Hands off, Blue, leave it! Leave it, Blue!
It's coming for England, but it's slow ball. Hodgson, Phil Vickery takes the tackle, and again it's slow. Ellis. Ben Kay again, Graham Rowntree on his own. Yeah,
it was always going to happen. As soon as you said he's on his own,
on his feet.
The alarm bells are ringing, as I prefaced earlier.
Support was too
both
late,
tacklers and players on the floor. The referee saying he's isolated, you've got to do it straight away. Graham Rowntree, wasn't his fault really, people should have been with him quicker.
It's a slow ball for England, isn't it?
You see, he's on his own there. Martin Curry's trying to get there, but the player 12 has got to be allowed the opportunity as he's on his feet to take that ball. England's problem is a good break here by Ben Kay, and the first two phases of this were very quick, but thereafter the French managed to slow the ball down, and that's been England's problem.
Wait till they're in the line out, wait. Okay.
Sébastien Bruno, French hooker, finds Julien Bonner.
Hey, no, leave us on, leave us here.
Well, that ball's going nowhere at the moment for France. Yashvili comes up to scrum half as it inches forward. Try to Deleg. Robinson. Elorga just checks if he was inside his 22. He wasn't. That's infield. Hodgson back. Now then, Damien Try. Still the kicking game. Straight to Josh Lucy. Now then, a chance for a counter from England. Lucy, Deleg goes back, as does Christophe Dominici, and finally a kick finds touch.
Well, good recovery work by Dominici from Lucy's probing kick, but there was an awful period of play there where tit-for-tat kicking was very indifferent. Unfortunately for England, the French had the greater indifference, actually.
for all the promises of playing an expansive game, of England going out just to play and express themselves, it looks like two cautious teams sizing each other up. Ben Kay loses out.
Well, it was a short throw, actually.
It was, wasn't it?
No.
Yashvili. Lucy over his shoulder to Robinson. Betsen comes up. Good tackle by Dominici. The breakaway by Moody.
Good yards by Moody, but that's slow again, isn't it?
Charlie's ball.
Hodgson.
Charlie.
Oh, misunderstanding. So it's off the head. Play on. That's knocked forward. England will have the put in,
Knock on Blue.
but that was an ugly moment. It's a lack of understanding, lack of communication.
Blue knock on.
Well, there are going to be these because, well, here we go. Not a very sympathetic pass, shall we say, that is it really?
No.
Who counts up though, Eddie? For England, 9, 10, 12 and 13. 4 players between them have got just over 30 caps, so they're very inexperienced. And they need, you know, like everyone else, does they need time to play themselves in with a number of games in international rugby.
Yeah. Josh Lucy said maybe you have to know the bad times to become a good team. Again, good French pressure, but it's too early. Martin Corrie takes it quickly. He's not allowed, though. Paddy O'Brien wants it to go back to the mark. It's only a free kick for the early push. Worsley. Yashvili with the tackle. Jean Tillon. The French second row makes a second tackle. I think the ball was out, though, so play on, but it was, again, it's very, very slow ball for England. Barkley against Ty. This time, Paddy O'Brien does penalise France for slowing it down. Crossing by England, but the earlier penalty was against France.
Well, Harry Ellis was a bit flummoxed there because he was away. He spotted the gap. But if there was crossing, the earlier offence, slowing the ball down, gives Hodgson the chance to level. And England would like this.
No, he's going for the corner.
Ball comes back here. There's a hand there, a French hand that wasn't seen.
Oh, Julien Bonner has done it again. Underthrown again for Ben Kay. It was almost at chin level for Kay. Robinson. Jan de Leg jumps for it. Is tackled by Robinson. De Leg still on his feet. He's not now, but he may have turned himself to present the ball.
Down, fellas. No, it is White.
Oh, White ball.
He moved. No, more than firm immediately. More, not immediately, he moved.
Well, the referees, if you catch the ball, will give that to you if you don't move. Did he move? I'm not sure he moved intentionally.
Wait for me, crouch and hold only.
Doesn't matter to England, they've got a good attacking opportunity.
Use half.
Ellis, another breakdown.
Let it go, Blue!
It was opening up on the left, the wheel suited that move left, but it all went wrong again. Now then, Jamie Noon is clean through. Noon with Ollie Barkley on his shoulder, and England are over. Well, the scrum started to go wrong, but how well it went for the England three quarters. Ollie Barkley, first try for England. Sweet move, sweet creation out of very little.
Well, this is a very simple try, really. He just comes short at an angle. It's a simple, bad missed tackle. Barkley finishes it off well. Well, No, he's absolutely delighted.
I was just thinking, on his left shoulder was Graham Rowntree, who might have been over for his first try in 50 internationals. I think they played safe and went for the slightly quicker legs of Ollie Barkley.
Well, it was a good line from Noon. He came back slightly, but poor tackling from France. That's allowed England the first try. Simple look, come straight. Terrible attempt there by De Ligt. Airy-fairy around the top.
It's an amazing thing that the French midfield has been split. Wow, relief as well as joy for Andy Robinson there. There's something amazing, Brian, that France haven't conceded a first half try in the Six Nations for well over 2 years.
Well, they have now.
Thank you. Now then, a little bit of indecision there on the restart, but England regather the scraps. Hodgson and Barkley quite happy to change positions between 10 and 12.
And I tell you what's important about that try, not just that it's a try at home, etc., etc., and the confidence. They had a bad time.
Yeah, that's you. Yep.
They got slated down in Wales
your team to stay
for
there.
their confidence. See, they can juxtaposition the kickers now. That goes well, long touch. And of course, the French, who are lacking confidence as well, they're away from home now, and they've let a soft try in. What mettle have they got?
Chabal went up for it, didn't get it, but Nicolas Mas tidied up. France going backwards to kick forward. Advantage over everybody's onside because of the bobble off an England hand. It seems France have it and start the long march towards the England line. Oh, that's loose by France. Penalty though to France, which they'll now have because Steve Thompson coming in from the side.
Always retire to the back before you come back in. Thank you.
Now, do they go for goal here?
Just to the side, we'll play. It's only a line out.
Julien Bonner is the player injured with the brown
France
scrum cap on. He's down to play number 7, but he's actually wearing 8.
Where it is. Poles.
Well, he's gone here, hasn't he? He's a simple 2-on-1. He could have gone either way, but he looks at Graham Rowntree, says, possibly not, mate.
Sorry. Thank you. Yeah.
Much so I love you. You're not getting it.
Ollie Barkley can only look on as Dimitri Yashvili prepares. This is a long kick for Yashvili, and according to the flags high on the stadium roof, the wind is full in his face. Oh, that's got the legs though. Now then, nobody chasing for France.
Nobody at all, not one player. That's a disgrace.
22.
Amazing, wasn't it? Sort of everybody chased penalties. Nothing for the French management team to get happy about. That's beautifully taken by Pelouse. Now then, Sébastien Chabal, the ball runs straight at Charlie Hodgson, his Sale teammate. De Ligt, that's his natural left boot. Robinson scampers over. That's a very good kick by De Ligt.
It is a good kick, Eddie, but you think about all the French teams we've seen here in the past. That sort of ball in broken play, they will be tearing around. This is a very, very ponderous French team. And from their point of view, they better hope that they can control things and drive, which is in the way they're trying to do.
Quickly taken throw in. Good communication there between Thompson and Danny Grucock. And this time it's England's turn to start. Well, it's an even longer march. Effective though. Ellis to Hodgson.
Stay right, stay.
Jimmy Marlu. Elorga is inside him. Marlu looks up. Now then, obstruction there. Jérôme Tillon prevented Joe Worsley from getting to Marlu.
Tillon looks as though he's not done anything, but he was spotted. I thought that ball should have gone back in field, really. Comes in there and he's been blocked. Well, it didn't look too premeditated to me. It's very difficult, that one.
You know, sometimes you expect everybody to be leaping out of the way. You don't have to get out of the way. Good ball again from Martin Corrie. Elbows seem to be working well. Jamie Noon suddenly very much a thorn in that French midfield, and that's better ball for Ellis.
Stay there.
Slowish ball from Ellis. Mark Cueto plays scrum half. Ben Kay takes it on.
From the back, no, Captain.
Graham Rowntree takes slow ball around the fringes. Now then, Hodgson dummies the little drop kick. Lewis Moody out in midfield. Ty and Liebenberg tackle him. Penalty to England. More hands on the deck, and
that's dull from France. They've been caught three times now. I mean, it's obvious penalty as well.
No, come on.
Ball goes down there. There's more than one man over the ball. And look, he's off his feet. He knows he's a professional player. He knows very well he can't do that, and that's just stupid because this is a good kicking opportunity for Hodgson. Interesting, Eddie, the last couple of attacks from England have gone straight at Jan de Leeg, and I reckon they've targeted him as a weakness, as indeed he was for English first try.
Yep. There's an interchange between Hodgson and Barkley at 10 and 12, and it seems to be creating space for Jamie Noon, who's had a couple of good thrusts. Charlie Hodgson to take England into double figures. That will do Hodgson's confidence the world of good. England 10, France 3.
Well, there's not been a great deal of rugby, but England have been the more positive. The French have chosen to kick whatever ball they've got away. Very un-French-like and not very effective.
Do you think France, they got a couple of turnovers early on by scrabbling on the floor? Do you think they just sort of got it into their heads that they can just play the ball on the floor with the hand?
Well, who knows with the French what they're thinking, to be honest, but they better stop that because it's costing them a lot of trouble.
Martin Corrie under pressure. Knock on by France.
Last forward by Blue in the air. Scrum, what?
It's a scrum tight against that touchline. Well, as tight as it can be. I wonder if France will go for the sort of little wheel and then try to shove England towards touch.
Well, that would be sensible. Very difficult to counteract a wheel as well in the front row. England's possession stats are very good there.
Good work by the England back row. Any doubts about Martin Corrie's fitness have gone. Yeah, just a little bump by by Danny Grucock into the player in front of him.
Only just wasn't it used him as a bit of a shield. Always been penalised. Now it can't have been Grucock, it must be the two men in front. But that was very much actually like the French one, really. And the man in front, I don't think they really knew where he was going.
Stay down.
There you have the two.
Yeah.
Well, they're bound together, but I don't. Did they know he was going to do that? I'm not sure. But he's been consistent, hasn't he? He's pulled either team up for it. I don't think either of them were penalties, to be honest.
Yeah. There's now a sort of responsibility on players in front of the ball to get out the way. It's a basic rule of rugby, isn't it? A basic tenet that if you're in front of the ball, you can do very little, if anything. Dimitri Yashvili, it's another long kick. Here he is from the other side of the field. Well, he's striking it very, very sweetly today. He hit the post with his last long-range effort this time. Slight readjustment, France up to 6. The gap down to 4 points. I still get the feeling, Brian, that this game has yet to settle down.
Yeah, it's been a bit bitty, hasn't it? But England would be happy with their lead because they've scored the only try. If I were French, it's not in the French tradition, this sort of game.
Chabal just got fingers on it and got it down to Serge Betsen. Here's Bruno, the hooker. Yashvili to Elorga. Now then, Jason Robinson, a chance to get back at France with a passing game. Cueto then, of course, puts his boot to it. Oh, trouble here. Elorga, great follow-up work by Josh Lucy. Threw it away. Deliberate act of throwing into touch in 15-2.
I'll tell you something, that should have been a yellow card as well, because there was no one anywhere near him. He got robbed and he'd been under the post there, and he did that on purpose, and he should be off.
15!
He knew very well what he was doing there.
Well, he didn't know what he was doing when he started dancing, because Josh Lucy in these situations will nail you.
Professional foul next time.
Well, I can't understand that. He said that was a professional foul next time. A professional foul, he don't need a next time. He should be off. Get him off.
It wouldn't be England-France if Brian Moore didn't lose it at some stage.
I tell you, I'm only saying this because that was so blatant. I mean, he threw the ball in the touch. You know when you played it, that's not a natural reaction when you're in trouble, is it? You know, you fight, you stay on your feet, whatever. Oh, yeah. You don't throw the ball away. If you do that, you know what you're doing. He just said it was a professional foul.
Yes. Yeah, no, I'm not arguing with you.
Yeah, cheers.
Charlie Hodgson seems to have his kicking boots on today. Oh, he does have this habit, Brian, doesn't he, of apparently being in the groove and then he'll let a loose one go.
But that shows the iniquity of the situation. Now, not only did England not get 3 points, but the player who perpetrated that's still on the field.
All right. Basically, France got away with it.
OK, I'll stop now then.
Yandeleg goes long. Ollie Barkley. Oh, sorry, Charlie Hodgson. That's better. Out of hand.
Well, I think with both teams in this particular frame of mind, there's going to be a lot of that today. Neither team willing really to attack from deep. Not that much adventure. Making sure they play for territory so that any misdemeanors give them the kicking opportunities. At the moment, England have played that game better than France.
Tillon, the target, at the back.
Go round.
I don't think Yashvili was expecting the ball to come back along the ground, but it did. Now, Mark Cueto to Jason Robinson. Sail, and Betsen nails Robinson. Not much on for England here. They've only got 4 out here, and one of them's Danny Grucock. So he heads back for numbers. Jamie Noon, tackled by 2 of the French front row, Bruno and Mas. Have England worked anything out wider now? Graham Rowntree from the England front row. Ellis to Worsley. Worsley thrown back by Ty. Ellis trying to work something with Josh Lucy. Good strength by Lucy. And did well to present the ball. Corrie. Better ball for England. Hodgson straight downfield. I bet Elorga doesn't try too much here. Oh, good clearance.
That is a good clearance, isn't it? Well, England had numbers out there, not necessarily have an overlap, but I'd like to see them keep it in the hand, because that was a very, well, it was a nothing kick really, just punted down the middle, gave him a lot of time, gave him a lot of room, and he's cleared it well.
It was a sort of patient build-up. Sébastien Chabal, natural strength. They say Only Andrew Sheridan throws more iron around in the Sale weights room. Sheridan, of course, on the bench today for England. Ben Kay breaks away, good pass, slip to Ellis, good pass out of the tackle by Charlie Hodgson. Joe Worsley. Better for England, Charlie Hodgson. Yanderleg just gets back in time. Ellis. Well, they've stretched themselves, England, to that far side of the field, but it's slow again. Phil Vickery.
Hands off, Blue, hands off! Leave it, Blue! No! Advantage!
Oh, England got the penalty. Hodgson. Barkley. Wide is Mark Cueto. Cueto against Malu. Malu just gets an ankle. Good inside flip to Barkley. No more advantage to England. Crunching tackle. Bruno, the hooker. Josh Lucy. Danny Grucock out there. Good pass. Grucock to Josh Lucy. Fantastic work by England. After all the patience, the sudden thrust, the excellent passing out of the tackle. Good work by Danny Grucock. Excellent finish by Lucy.
Well, whatever Danny Grucock did last week against Wales, I must say it was a great piece of play by him. Passing out of the tackle, that's what splits defences. And Josh Lucy, again, the French tackle that was important went high. Anyone who's done any research about Josh Lucy knows how powerful he is. That's not a particularly quick ball, but too many takes out there. You can't go high on him. And once he's away, you're not going to stop him either. Good play by Danny Grucock there. Defence spinning play, and well taken by Josh Lucy.
Simple conversion by Charlie Hodgson. He takes little time over it. England up to 17 points. France stuck on 6. England with 2 tries under their belt. And this was first-rate stuff by Danny Grucock. He was always looking for the pass. The switch of hands from Lucy. What a good handoff. And then he sets off on a little loop because he knows he has the pace to get there.
Now, well, they're happy, aren't they, Graham Rowntree? The French must be disappointed, but the French have got difficulties now, Eddie, because I can't see in their team where they are going to outpace England now. Now they need to spread the ball, now they need to do this. Now that's compounding. That's a dreadful mistake as well.
Yanderleg with the restart, straight into touch. England go for the scrum in midfield, which opens up space on both sides.
England have got to go for France now, you know, because if they really put, I was going to say put the boot in, I didn't mean it like that, but if they get a couple of more scores now, you know, the French may implode as they did against the All Blacks. You look at their body language, it's poor.
Yep. Sylvain Marconnet,
number
1. They're still offering good weight in the scrummage, but I suppose you'll always get that from France. Phil Vickery withstands the pressure. Penalty to England. France using a boot on the ball.
Offside. The ball was not out.
Paddy O'Brien is saying when the Frenchman was offside, the ball wasn't out. Kicking the ball from the scrum.
Ball's not out. You can't kick it.
It's going to be a bell of attrition.
Ollie Barkley is going for the long-range kick. The right boot of Charlie Hodgson gives way to Barkley's left.
It was okay, but no, the ball, no, he was okay. I was watching him. The ball was still in your half-back in the scrum. Okay.
Paddy O'Brien just explaining to France's captain Fabien Pelouse that Yashvili stuck a boot into the scrum. This to put England well clear. Just didn't quite have the legs.
Yeah, thanks, Nigel.
Jan de Leg just takes his time over this. You know, his last kick went straight into touch. This one finds Hodgson.
Come no wide, no!
Sébastien Chabal waits for it. Takes it well.
No, within the 10.
England offside.
No. So back here, scrum. Give me back, scrum.
Option given to France, penalty back or scrum upfield.
Very tight, you can't just keep running, hoping he puts you onside.
Well, we're approaching half-time now, a half in which England have done what was necessary. They've exploited the opportunities when they came, and they were generally the better the play. But one has to say that the French team have been extremely disappointing. They've offered virtually nothing as far as I'm concerned.
If the build-up to this game in England has been a little tense and a lot of pressure on the England management, oh dear, it's been a horror show in France. They've had a terrible time of it, and Sébastien Chabal dropping the ball won't help. Now then, Marc Creteau takes on Marlou. Vickery came in on the burst.
Another penalty.
Again, it's hands on the deck.
Hands off straight away.
Well, surely Paddy O'Brien must be thinking at this point, with the cumulative nature of the penalties for the same offence, of at least saying to Fabian Palou, the next one to do this has got to go to the bin, because I'm sick of this.
We're into extra time here. Charlie Hodgson opting for the kick at goal.
Ball goes down there, he's off his feet. There you are. Well, he played. The thing about Fabian Palou there, he will feel unlucky about that because he only slowed it down for a little bit. And you can argue that, well, yes and no, but the point is, they know now, you know, the precedent has been set with O'Brien, and he's not going to get away with anything.
I think, Brian, if you're off your feet, you cannot play the ball at all. If you're on your feet, you've got that split second to play it.
Yes. And O'Brien has been he's been consistent about that.
But I agree with you. I mean, he must be really fed up with the French for committing so many penalties. It's Ollie Barkley again, not Charlie Hodgson. That one again just drifting wide. So France, well, they've got away with it really, and they're sort of dancing behind their goal line. But this will be half-time. France have played badly. England have scored 2 first-rate tries, and that is enough to give them a healthy half-time lead here. England 17, France 6. Thank you, Steve. No changes during the interval. England 11 points up, and it could have been a whole lot more. The only crumb for France, there's this breeze behind them, although it doesn't seem to be affecting anything down there, Brian.
Well, as you say, it swirls because the halfway flag closest to me is blowing in England's favour.
Paddy O'Brien starts the second half of this RBS Six Nations game. The two countries that have dominated the professional age in Europe, with apologies to Ireland, who are on the rise. But France and England have been at the top for a long time now, and the way France are playing, it looks as if they're about to slip off the top table. Still 40 minutes for them to do something. That kick by de Leg, if it goes out, oh, it'll be just a 22. Charlie Hodgson just teases
22.
Jan de Leg.
Good tackle here. The logo shown where not to go by Jamie Noon. He was scrabbling on the floor.
Now then, Sébastien Chabal plucks it out of the air. Ooh, he's going across field, and Barkley with help from Jamie Noon, thumped the big French forward down, and that's not the sight that France really wanted. Fabien Pelouse hesitates, manages to get France going up that tram line though. Ben Kay strays offside in midfield. Turnover for England. Marilou watches it very carefully. Hodgson following up. Now then, a chance. Moody to Robinson. Now space for Jason Robinson. Bounces off a couple of French defenders, then goes to ground. Moody again. Nobody there for Harry Ellis. Let's Graham Rowntree sort out the mess. Barkley. Marc Cueto tried to go outside. Bruno. Play on, says the referee. So it's... No, sorry, we didn't. We blew the whistle.
Injury.
Just for a second there, I thought that Cueto had managed to pass out the tackle, but fortunately it went to ground. Being a point up that Jonathan Davis said earlier, you know, when asked what can the French do, he was really nonplussed, and I must say I'm in the same boat as he is, because even if Michalak did come on, they're virtually allowing everyone to do it.
Okay, quick word from Jill down in the tunnel.
Well, Eddie, it was a very stern-looking Bernard Laporte who emerged from the French dressing room at half-time. He said just too many mistakes. They gave away far too many penalties in that first half. Their kicking game was poor, and they need to play more of this game in the England's half.
Well, that's not very encouraging from a neutral's point of view, if that's in fact what France are intent on doing. As I said, even if the Mercurial Michalak comes on, he's got to work the players around him and outside him. Liebenberg and Try, they are not the most exciting of players.
No.
The ball, you can see, just came down there, and the injury goes over there. I couldn't see exactly what it was. It's like his knee, maybe. But I think he's not going to take any more part, is he?
Jimmy Marlou of Biarritz. Biarritz with 5 players in the starting lineup. Looks as if they'll be down to 4.
No, wait till he's off. Wait, stand up. No. Stand up. Unborn. Just.
Jean-Philippe Grand-Claude of Perpignan is warming up. He's not on yet.
Let him get off. Send him on, thanks, spreaders. Yeah, cheers, mate.
Jean-Philippe Grand-Claude does come on, and this will be his first cap.
Guys, we're going to start this all over again.
One of the big differences between the England performance up front from this week and the previous week in Cardiff has been solely down to Martin Corrie. He's done well in the line-out, he's carried the ball well, he's hit people, you know, he's been a magnet for everything. It's been good for the England performance.
So France trying to get a bit more zest in their game. Here is Grand-Claude, first touch. Manages to stave off Jamie Noon. Serge Betsen gathers it well. Possession for France, standing still at the moment.
Let it go! Leave it what?
Liebenberg, oh dear. Jason Robinson. Lucy comes in and does some good rucking work to protect Robinson as he went down there. Now then, a chance for Damien Try to counter-attack. They have numbers outside. Liebenberg is one of them who cuts infield. Yashvili waits. Marconnet, Pelouse, Chabal, they're all forwards out here. Now it's Dominici inside Jérôme Tillon, tackled by Steve Thompson. Better from France though. Deleg, Liebenberg, Corrie came flying up in defence. Liebenberg stopped, and it is slow ball for France. Grand-Claude, France with numbers. Grand-Claude, well, he's made an impression so far, goes to ground. England turn the ball over. Steve Thompson.
Penalty. Oh no, forward.
I think it was Harry Ellis just lost it at the turnover.
But again there, Eddie, you saw France go wide off 3 or 4 phases, yet I never got the feeling they were going to outpace anyone, did you? I just didn't. Poor contact skills here. Jason Robinson does well. I think that's where he said it went forward. I probably did go forward, to be fair to him. But again, you know, France had the opportunities there. There was space, but they've not picked the players with pace to exploit that.
Well, Grand Claude has come on and he's received the ball. He's made some ground. Bit of activity in front of the ball carrier there. They had numbers outside and went to ground. So France back at the scrummage and penalised. Breaking off the scrum too early, was it?
Scrum not over. Wait, please. Your number 6 left the scrum and when he took the pass from your 8. He can't come off till 8 plays. Stay on the scrum.
Chaval breaking too early from the scrum. I've got to say, Brian, the French body language is not good, is it? They got penalised there and they trudged back.
Here we go. What he's saying is, until the number 8 picks that ball up there, that Chaval is not allowed to break. And he's right.
No.
Well, one of the England main performers today has been Martin Corrie. He won the line-out ball then, but that wasn't straight. So France have a chance to
no ball.
Get themselves back into this.
No ball, no. Game.
Yashvili, Bonaire. Opts for that little kick. Robinson takes it safely enough and clears.
But again, there's a something and nothing. He makes a little break, chips it to Robinson, who whacks him back in the 40 yards. When I think of the tradition of the French teams, I'm sorry to harp on about this, that have come here over the years. To see a French team like this, he's actually very, very disappointing. Line-out stats, so England have actually lost 2. I made it 3, I think it's 3, but it doesn't matter at the moment because the French are not doing anything with it.
Bonaire plays scrum half. Liebenberg. Tie again, that kick straight from set piece and it goes straight out. I mean, I'm struggling to think of a French side that has played with such a lack of imagination.
As well, if you watch when this ball comes out, it's a simple drift defence. Look, they just go across. Noon goes. There would have been no space there anyway because there was man on man. Poorly executed kick as well to compound the misdemeanour.
Corrie the target.
Push.
Yeah.
And a very blatant
Number
push
4.
as well.
All over him. All over him. Post.
Charlie Hodgson goes for the posts. I suppose what has saved France in the second half, it's a young second half, only 7 minutes old, but France have had the ball.
Well, it wasn't. I thought it was blatant. It wasn't that blatant, but he was seen. But again, you know, France are adding to their own woes by giving England pots at goal. They're lucky England haven't potted all of them.
It's a fair old distance for Charlie Hodgson. 2, 3 from 5. Another one goes wide, so just a 50% record for Charlie Hodgson. Ollie Barkley's missed 2. 5 kicks missed by England.
Yeah, and if you put all those points together and add it to the England total, you can see that England would have been, well, the game would have been dead. In fact, it's not far from that now, actually, if France don't pull something out.
Yep. Josh Lucy. Jason Robinson.
The thing about the way the French are playing as well, it's posing no questions for the England defence. You know, they're perfectly capable of lasting, you know, hours and hours of rugby like this. Where there's no real threats being posed in different positions, and there are 3 substitutions coming for France now.
Yeah, a whole raft of changes to be made.
7.
Olivier Milou will come on into the front row.
7, 8 and 3, please. 7
and
8.
19. Very interesting character. Yannick Nyonga from Béziers comes on into the back row. There's Milou.
Just 2.
And it's Chabal who gives way to Nyonga.
Number 8.
And
Number
William
8 as well,
Servat will come on instead of Bruno in the front row. Bonner.
Come on,
they're
hurry
arguing.
up, please.
they can't even make their minds up about who goes off. Here is Servat with his first throw. Milou at the front of the line out. Bonner stays on, Chabal's gone off. Toulouse, well, the game restarts. Liebenberg cuts back. Lewis Moody makes good tackle. Betsen. William Servat immediately involved. Well, Grand Claude made an impression. Servat does the same. Bonner. Good tackle, Josh Lucy. Puts him into touch.
And again, it goes nowhere. 3 very straight, very direct hits. Reasonably quick ball, unsubtle out to the wing, knocked into touch.
Okay, Blue, hold here.
Not very inventive, not very bright.
Hold there.
Well, you would think a number 8 against a winger would be a mismatch, but not when the winger is Josh Lucy.
Ben Kay. Good ball in the middle.
From the back. Keep talking. From the back.
England haven't had much possession in this second half, but this will certainly sap a little bit of France's energy. Steve Thompson tackled by the new replacement, or just the replacement, Nyonga. Good drive in by Phil Vickery to clear a couple of bodies out the way. Bartley, Hodgson, Moody. It has opened up. Had to take the tackle in the end, but just for a moment it might have gone for an overlap. This time it's England holding on the floor.
Again,
Isolated, Howden.
as going round to the first half, found himself isolated there, Lewis Moody. Again, I don't really blame him either. Players have got to get there quicker and support him.
It's been such a stop-start, slow game, scrappy game that I thought we'd had more of it. We're only 10 minutes into this second half, and France are only trailing 17-6. This to make it 17-9. It shouldn't be all over for them, but oh, what despondency in the French camp it appears.
It shouldn't be, but when you look at actually the way they've played, and you look at the England defence, which whatever anyone says, and you know, Wales couldn't break free of them particularly, even when they were playing very well. England are quite capable of defending these non-too subtle attacks which are being put against them, and unless they give a lot of penalties away, you know, I can't see France scoring much.
Well, here goes Yashvili nibbling away at that lead, and he's done it. So England 17, France 9. 8-point gap. Maybe that's the little spur England need to get themselves going in the second half.
Well, Yashvili, what a performance he turned in last year.
Hodgson, Nyonga waits. Good take by the replacement. Good strength as well. Takes the equally forceful Martin Corrie to bring him down. Good game Corrie's had. I just thought it was almost impossible for somebody to dislocate an elbow and come back this soon, but oh, he's been a massive influence in that back row.
He has, and as you mentioned earlier, unusually seems to have no real effects, not just in terms of his arm, but in terms of his his respiratory fitness, which must have been under question after six weeks out, not playing in actual games.
Blue, half a step. take him down, take him down. No, save him, please.
Steve Thompson. Rucock is overthrown, and it's Corrie who clears up for England. Somebody from the middle of that driving maul is saying keep going straight. I think it's Harry Ellis. Well, he wouldn't be in the middle of it, but he's certainly given the instructions to all the heavyweights up here, and it's working for England. They're driving France back. Reset, and off they come again. Again, it's Corrie.
No, they're fine.
Ellis. Hodgson. Noon. Upended by Liebenberg. Could have been turned over.
He has been turned.
Good tackle by Liebenberg.
Oh,
Got it back in the end. Oops. Steady, steady. Did you hear that? Hear the little squelch of the boot going in there?
I did, and Harry Ellis can be fiery tempered. All he's going to be careful of there, you know, if he sees a ball that's that's stuck like that, just appeal to the referee before you do that, so that he knows why you're doing it.
Come up. Yeah, wait, crouch and hold.
Otherwise, it might
no.
just seem like a petulant kick when actually you've got a genuine grievance.
Yeah.
Up. Okay, England, please. England, I need you in your crouch. You can't come from there down into your crouch.
Let's get down then.
Okay, get into your crouch and hold. Into your crouch. Engage.
France have reshuffled their front row, and the weight will always come on, and it's Phil Vickery who's feeling that weight, well, as a tight head always does. In a legitimate scrum, opposite loose head and hooker working together against the tight head. What am I talking about, Brian? I should leave these things to you.
Yes, what do you know about front play? What does anyone know about front play, including me, and certainly not the referee, but well, these things go one way or another in the front row. Sometimes you get pinged, you've no idea why. The more important thing for England is that they've now got to defend. Well, he said his Phil Vickery is going at an angle there. Well, he probably is going at an angle, but I think that's good scrummaging, actually.
What, by England?
No, by the French.
Thank you. Right, now, France have a little, well, it's not a spring, but it's certainly a more determined step in this second half. They trail by 8 points. Liebenberg to Serge Betsen. Suddenly, France have a lot of the ball. Can they get themselves really into top gear? More ball for them. Jan de Leg switches. Slightly getting in each other's way there, and the referee. Paddy O'Brien watches now as de Leg feeds Liebenberg. Bonaire, the number 8, on the wide outside. The quick switch. Dominici. He might like some room. Doesn't find any there because Graham Rowntree comes in to cut him in half. Penalty to France. Interesting. England dipping their hands into the ruck. And you said, Brian, that France might not be able to get through this England defence, but the way things are going, they might kick their way back into this game.
Yeah, but that's exactly what I did say, Eddie. Unless if England don't give the penalties away, I can't see them scoring any other way. Unfortunately, England are giving the penalties away. Lewis Moody was caught on the floor there, very similar to the Toulouse one, actually. It was if he was it, was it not, was he in a tackle? But the real point was he wasn't on his feet.
Here's the breakdown. There's Lewis Moody on the deck.
See when it comes down there, he's still got his hand on it there, look. It is a ruck because there are two people over the ball. He's off his feet and he can't do that, and he's been caught.
The ball wasn't on the deck, so people could play it by hand, but not those lying on the floor.
If it's a ruck, you can't play it with your hand anyway, even if you're on your feet.
Well, that was in the air though, wasn't it? That was a sort of maul thing, wasn't it? Anyway, Izjashvili. England have missed 5 kicks at goal. Yashvili has missed only 1, and France are right back in this game.
Yes, they are. They don't deserve to be, really, but that's the worry for England, that they can't continue to give him shots at goal, because he's obviously in better form than the England kickers. England have got to have the confidence simply to leave that ball on the ground, because the French don't like doing much with it when they give it to them.
Just thinking how well England were playing, talking about their rise in confidence. Well, they're only 5 points clear now, and if they were beaten by a French side playing like this, what dent would that make? Joe Worsley in midfield. Now England have to get the ball and keep it.
Leave it.
That's dreadfully slow again, isn't it?
It's gone back to slow. Kick through by Ollie Barkley. Very well done, and at least England are down there, and it's some time since they've done that.
You're right, and Barkley taking the correct option off slow ball, pinning the French back. Can't see though anyway they're going to be split asunder by the French from 80 yards, and to keep pressure down here.
3.
If they can keep the ball, that's a good touch, isn't it? Just bouncing in there. It means that anything that England get is within kickable range. That's the most important point.
William Servat. Here's the throw. Bonaire was the target. England have an advantage. Ben Kay had his hands on it. Knocked on by France. England put in at the scrum. This is more like it for England.
Well, he may have blown a little early. I think England may have had a drive at that, but they've now got that look. They've now got, well, they've now got virtually the width of the field here. Well, let's see if Joe Lydon's coach backs can be inspired here.
Do you think that Martin Corrie might try and do something with Harry Ellis? That blind side is quite inviting.
Well, if you look, there's the wing is not
one
standing
fullback.
up,
There's only the fullback
if they
there.
turn it right now, go! Oh,
no, they've gone the other way. They've come open. It's a set-piece move. Marquetto in from the wing. Has the pace nearly to go on the wide loop. England go on the short side. Good driving legs by Josh Lucy. Ellis tries to go himself. Tackled. England though within 2 metres. The scoot out to big Danny Grucock in midfield. They hit the crowded blindside again. Ben Kay does well to offload. Excellent offload. Noon to Corrie in touch.
Well, they ran out of room then, and it was all too tight in the end. Good hands, but only 5 or 6 metres to work in. Mike Corrie shows the scars of battle there. He's put his head where it hurts today. He's had a very good game thus far. But important for England that they've stayed in French territory, deep in French territory. Any mistakes here by the French could and should be punished. The unfortunate thing there, he's on an easy tackle line, because he's going to cross the field.
Good catch by Julien Bonaire. Jan de Leg giving himself as much room as possible. Lucy, will he take it quickly? No. England will want to reset here and perhaps,
stay in French territory.
Jan de Leg. It's been a more assured second half for France, but now they're facing England. Danny Grucock got a hand to it, but France have stolen one on the England throw. It's Olivier Miou who went to ground. Oh, Ben Kay goes over, tries to get himself in the way. It's a sort of Grucock moment. Good clearance by de Leg.
Well, the linesman's touch just there suggests that what wind there is probably in England's favour.
He's a good line out forward, Bonaire. Very athletic.
Number 8.
Yeah, again though, I think the ball was slightly short.
Blood 8.
Yeah, Martin Corrie.
No, sideline. Sideline, please.
Will need to be wiped down here.
Come on.
Bleeding from the nose, from the eye, from the cheek.
I'm gonna let him come on.
Now then, blood replacement
Wait till he's on.
coming on. Andy Hazel will take over on a temporary basis from Martin Corrie.
Well, there you see the line-out stats as improvement from last week. And that's a good ball.
Well won by Ben Kay.
Leave it, Blue, leave it!
France
Stay.
seem to be going forward into the tackle with more venom. Hazel is not offside. It's Lewis Moody who's offside there. Now then, what if France? It's a long-range penalty for Yashvili, or it's a shorter-range scrum. They're going for goal.
And a kick at goal the way he's going on. They are doing. Again, England giving them pots at goal. The old adage, you can defend anything in the loose, but you can't defend the penalties. Nothing more true than that now. The rule there is that if a kick goes short like that and you're in front of the kicker, you have to get 10 metres away from the catcher. It doesn't matter, you can't be put onside by anyone other than in your own team. And it's Lewis Moody there that's gone forward. Hazel's gone in front of him, but Hazel...
You can't be put onside if you're within 10 metres of the kick. Moody could only do one thing there, and that was retreat.
The real problem was the kick was too short.
Yeah. Yashvili, this to make it very interesting.
Yep.
Well, Yashvili is kicking brilliantly. France aren't at their brilliant best, but their little kicker is. And France are within 2 points, and in this second half they've scored 9 points against England's 0. It's interesting, Brian. It's a strange old game, and not rugby in general. This match in particular. Oh, Yashvili.
Well, these are all self-inflicted from England. You can't say that they've been put in a position where they've had to give, penalties away, as happened in France in the first half, where they threw the ball into touch. It's not been penalties given away in extremis. It's just simply been ill-discipline around the tackle area, and they can't afford to keep on doing this with Yashvili in this kicking rich vein of form.
Good catch, Grucock. Betson launches himself into the midfield, where he makes the tackle on Jamie Noon. England, though, recycle it. Lucy comes in from the wing. Betson again is up to make the assist in the tackle. Penalty to England. It might be against Serge Betson again. Didn't roll away.
Well, Betson's unhappy, but it is some great work from the end of the line out there. It's a long ball, and they're going for goal, England. And who is...
I just thinking,
Barkley.
Robinson sort of said we're going for goal, and there's a slight hesitation as 12 and 10 sort of said, oh, do you fancy this one?
Betson there, they say his hand is on the ball, just slowing it down. Well, how crucial are these now going to look if we have a look at the debit column and see how many points England have squandered in terms of kicks?
It's Ollie Barkley, 0 from 2. Big kick for England now.
Missed it. Pulled it left.
0 from 3. England have missed 6 kicks at goal.
22.
All of them penalties. 18 points have gone begging.
Bring him back, yeah, thank you.
Duleg towards Josh Lucy. He's not done much wrong today. Gets through Bonaire.
Leave it blue!
Hodgson, Jason Robinson. He's been quiet and he's been collared again.
Held in.
Penalty against England. It's on the halfway line. Will France get themselves down into the corner? Yashvili has already sized up the distance. Oh, he's still doing it. He's just working out his angles. There's England looking a bit concerned as the scrum half. Have I got this? He thinks, yeah.
Well, who's to say in the form he's been in hitherto that he isn't going to kick this? It's a very long kick. Jason Robinson getting isolated there, look. He's still got his hands on that ball.
Oh, hands in from France.
It is marginal though. But you see, what the referees were saying, certainly to me, was that if you get isolated
Yeah.
The defensive players have got to be also given the opportunity to compete for the ball and pick it up. And again, what they're asking for, whatever you do as a tackle or tackle player, it's supposed to be done immediately. If you're going to let go of the ball, it's immediate. If you're going to get off your feet, it's immediate, etc., etc.
It's that old squeeze ball, isn't it, where the players sort of got up on their into the sort of bridge position, tries to squeeze the ball through their legs. Referees are not allowing that now. Yashvili, that's going to be short.
Not far off though.
Not far off. That old air of concern goes round this ground again. It's not a happy Twickenham.
No, they are trying to lift. They are trying to lift England as I think Corrie's coming out. Corrie's coming back on now after the blood replacement, and Hazel comes back off. And England need Corrie to
now
the dominant form he was earlier.
And now here's a big risk. France send on Frédéric Michalak, and off goes Jan de Leg. So they've put the destiny of this game in the hands of their mercurial talent. Here's Nyonga heading dangerously towards the touchline, does offload to Pelouse. Pelouse to Dominici via Yashvili. Michalak, full of tricks. Liebenberg says, not too many tricks yet, please, let's get down there. Josh Lucy. Follow-up tackle by Miu. Ellis looks for a space on the blind side. Thompson has to go back for it. Barkley puts it on his left foot. Play on, because that's come off a French player. Oh, that's well played by Michalak. Tie, first little touch from Michalak. Subtle skills off the floor. France have a penalty. England in from the side. There it is.
Another unforced penalty error for England. No particular danger there, quite a long way out. Ball wasn't that quick. Now they're going to be standing. Jason Robinson, look, he must be saying to them, look lads, we simply cannot afford to keep giving this lad chances. Look at it, a brilliant play from Michalak. That sparks it forward. Try going in.
I'm just trying to sort of work out how this has happened, Brian. Is it that England have gone completely off the boil? Are France so much better in the second half?
No, it's because England have been giving needless penalties away around the breakdown in areas actually where they've not, as I say, been under massive pressure. They've simply been careless and been caught.
Yashvili of France puts his country into the lead here at Twickenham. France were shockingly bad in the first half, but they've been very patient in the second. Nothing glittering, but they've worked themselves back. 6 penalties in total by Dimitri Yashvili. 4 of them in this second half, and France lead. Change on the England side. Mark Cueto goes off. Ben Cohen is on. Nyonga thumped to the ground by Lewis Moody. France do well to get that back, because that was a good bit of follow-up work by Moody. Yashvili, he's taken full control of this game, kicking out of hand and off the deck. Oh, Ben Cohen puts Jason Robinson in all sorts of bother, and that is just the genius of Jason Robinson to be able to get himself out of trouble like that. Phil Vickery. Again, Bonaire slips off the tackle. Ellis, good pick-up by Hodgson. Cohen trying to get himself involved in this game. Oh, fine search. It's England's man of the moment. No, forward pass. Martin Corrie, can't believe it. Martin Corrie, he's just thrown his arms up in the air. He said, I just got rid of all the blood, and
It was a good line from Corrie coming back.
Oh, perhaps it was. Oh,
it
tight.
Was, maybe tight. If he'd been wearing a black shirt, he'd got away with that.
Oh, no. If he'd been wearing a black shirt, Paddy O'Brien wouldn't be the referee.
That's not the point I was making, and you know it. But from England's point of view here, I mean, look, they're a point down now in it. France haven't done anything special this half. In fact, they haven't been particularly impressive. They've just retained the ball more than they did in the first half and waited for England to contribute to their own implosion by giving penalties away, you know, which have been silly, really. You know, penalties which they need not have done. And England, you know, how long's to go? 10 minutes. They need a period of stable possession now in the French half. Because what must have not happened from England's point of view is they must not lose this game, however one is contrived. That's a good scrum to
That's
start
an
with.
excellent scrimmage by England, and somehow France have dug that out. No, they haven't. Harry Ellis darts around the blind side, then gets sucked back into the pile-up. Ellis back on his feet. Kick towards Damien Traille, who's gone back to full-back. Traille breaks out of defence.
Leave it wide. Come out one.
Here's Yashvili,
Stay
just
down.
checks where Michalak is. Well, France quite happy to play a safety game now. They've almost, well, by taking the lead, they've dared England to come at them, and England have had no possession second half.
France, here.
No, they spent a large amount of the second half stood behind the post, watching people take
Kick them all
penalty
down.
kicks.
Come on.
Corrie again at the line-out. Liebenberg leads the blitz defence. Here's Corrie.
Let it go.
Delivers well for Ellis. Nobody really supporting him on that blind side. Here's
Let it go.
Ben Cohen. Oh, it's a penalty against England.
You're turning your body. This player here, changing position. Players on their feet, entitled to it.
And this again has annoyed the crowd, but it is consistent with the explanation that was given about what referees will do in tackle situations. What they've been told to do, referees, is that when a player is tackled, he's allowed to set himself on the ground, in whichever position he likes. He's not then allowed to change that one iota.
Come on, 9.
If there is one factor in this second half, it's France's appetite for the tackle. There's Ben Cohen. Yeah, he's changing position on the floor, isn't he? He's down and he
went down on his left side, he rolled over onto his right side. Now, you know, a lot of people say there's no problem with it. Bernard Laporte's happy about that.
I bet he is.
I bet he is. Probably saved his job, to be honest.
Yeah.
Sub, wait.
Just thinking.
White,
right, Austin, you can't be happy with all this.
White, go down. Take him down. No. Oh, fellas, half a step. Go, sub.
Austin doesn't appear to be there at the moment, but
Just
France
hold.
France are back here, they're in England territory. The clock is ticking down. There's another substitution with Matt Dawson coming on, trying to have his experience, see if he can spark something from where he is. Meanwhile, he has to stand there and watch the French go to the line-up, which they've been doing well thus far, and I would expect France just to drive us to England for the last 15, well, the next 15 metres if they can.
Okay, Matt Dawson on at scrum half. Has to watch William Servat throw in. Slipped through a pair of hands, but France have it.
Come out, White.
And they'll be very content to stay here for the next 8 minutes. It's a good drive by France. England, of course, will get more and more frustrated as they try and stop France. That's out. Play on.
Well done.
Graham Roundtree seized on that. Hodgson. That's an excellent clearance. Will Dominici take it quickly? No. He knows that there's a 1-point lead to protect.
Good work there by Hodgson from a tight position, relieving England not only from their 22 but into French territory. But again, England need to pinch ball now. The clock is ticking. They've not had much and they need it now. They've not got that one.
Fabien Pelouse, 98th cap today, all the experience to say, I'll take responsibility for the line-out.
Come out of the White, come out!
Sylvain Marconnet drives on at the back.
Keep it moving. Come out, White, come out, White!
France reset and drive on. It's energy sapping for England. It's time consuming as well.
Play on! Use it, Blue, use it!
France have to use it now.
It's gone down, turnover. You took it down, turnover. Voluntary to the ground.
On small points, All close games, oft won. Now is this one?
France in full control of the ball, but it went down. They had to play it quickly. Paddy O'Brien, he gave them a chance. He told them, play it now. And England have the scrum. Dawson feeds his first scrummage.
Halfback, stay. 9.
Martin Corrie, who's done as much as anybody to keep England going forward. Dawson stumbles a bit as he picks up. Graham Rowntree in his 50th cap, he's been busy. Corrie finds top tackler Serge Betsen. It's just come back on the England side.
Very slowly.
Hodgson still prepared to kick England into position. Dominici will have to get back quickly because there's danger there. Good follow-up work, Jamie Noon.
Right, this could be the game here.
Was that a turning point?
Well, it came from
No.
initially, didn't it? Came initially from the French giving the ball away because they didn't use it. The combination of that is that they find themselves with a 5-yard scrum with England. The whole right-hand side. All that will need to happen is one of the English backs to break the French defensive line and they'll be over.
For the first time, there's a real buzz for England in the second half. They've had very little ball, but now they've worked themselves into their best position. We have an injury. It's not one they really want. It's Graham Rowntree. They have a great attacking platform. It's a scrum, and their loose head prop is down injured.
No, he'd be all right. He'd be all right. Maybe an arrest. Look at this. Sits down well and rolls over. Dominici, it's very difficult from there. He's prey. It goes over. He doesn't want to kick it out, does he? He doesn't want to kick it out, but Noon follows up well. In fact, actually, from the French point of view, they're probably better that England have got a scrum here rather than a line-out, because when you catch line-outs and drive them, you're very vulnerable as a pack. But there is 5 minutes, or thereabouts, maybe less left. England may not get another opportunity here.
The clock has stopped. 75-48. Graham Rowntree, he's not entirely comfortable, but the prospect of a 5-metre scrimmage will keep him going. 10 years ago, he first appeared for England in the World Cup of 1995. And this, for him, is as important as many scrums he's been in. Good shove by France. Thompson is popped out. Paddy O'Brien will blow.
Well, it seems to me, Eddie, people popping in the air that he's in the book, it's an offence either way, whichever way. The referees have now copped out on this, completely. They just don't even ref it now.
Well, I think they think that either side can be guilty, and it's a bit of a guess.
Oh, no.
It's gone loose for England. Matt Dawson goes digging in. It's not a turnover for France.
Oh. Dawson watching, isn't he?
It's still there for Matt Dawson. There's nothing to his blind side. It's only Ben Kay. Here they come through Ben Cohen. Charlie Hodgson steps back for the drop goal. Oh, Dawson went for the Ben Kay inside pass. Hodgson is still back there. Here we go. Charlie Hodgson for the win.
He's missed it.
He has missed it.
Wow. It was straightforward, wasn't it? He had enough space, I think. Matt Dawson might have actually been penalised for dummying. Yeah. Well, he's got enough time. I know he didn't have an extraordinary amount of time, but as far as they go, there was enough time to get his kick away, and he's pulled it horribly left.
I tell you what, Brian, we've got 2.5 minutes left. England are now staring at defeat. If France had a shocking first half, this has been a pretty awful one for England. No points, and that opportunity squandered. France want to get downfield. They don't want to have too many hairy, scary moments like that. Jason Robinson cuts through Bonaire. Jason Robinson can't offload because there wasn't anybody right on his shoulder. Dawson, Hodgson, Joe Worsley put down by Michalak. Danny Grucock. Jamie Noon drops the ball.
Nothing coming. Cross forward, white. Scrum.
Under 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, I got it.
If Jamie Noon has done so much, he created the try. He put pressure on for England's best opportunity in the second half, but he's just dropped the ball.
Robinson, the one spot you think they can open a game. Well, he was there with Barkley, but compared to Robinson, he did well because there were two men there. Jamie Noon has taken his eye off the ball there, looking at Dominici.
The big boot of Damien Traille, who's been at fullback for most of the second half, and it means that England are still in the French half.
They have enough time here, a couple of drives from this infield and a put another drop goal.
Hold on.
Time running out for England. Grucock off the top, Dawson, sweet delivery so far. Joe Worsley tackled in midfield. France have to be very careful not to put their hands in. Hodgson infield, Steve Thompson. Betson, another huge tackle count for the French number 6. We're into the last minute. Hodgson still happy to kick. Damien Traille has to release it quickly.
He's got up again then, I think.
It's there for France. If France clear here, England will have one line out, perhaps. Yashvili in the outside half position. Jason Robinson, 20 seconds left on the clock. Robinson, there's not much there for France. Dominici got there. France know that the 80-minute shot. Brian, quickly, your man of the match.
Obvious man of the match, Six Nations man of the match for this one. Yashvili's got to be, hasn't he? He's not kicked flawlessly, but it's been close enough to it. And it's led France in. Well, I don't know if they secure this ball, I think the game will be over. And England have lost a game which they should not have lost through, well, carelessness more than anything else. Ill-discipline in the sense not of violence, but of committing offences on the floor and letting France back into a game where they showed no invention whatsoever and not scored. They even looked like scoring a try against England twos.
Bonner, who's had a good day at the line-out, wins for France. France will just want to get this out of play. And that is it. France have won at Twickenham. It's been a most remarkable game. It really has, because France, by no stretch of the imagination, could be described as having put in a good performance, but they have beaten England. It puts real pressure on England now, on the world champions. The Six Nations has got off to a double loss start, and that means they've lost 3 times in the Six Nations, if you include defeat in Paris last year, for the first time since 1987.